Yo, Mahmood, how's it going, bro? Yeah, the first one. Just started the stream. How's it going? How's your day? Yeah, good to see you. How's your day? Oh, cool. Did you do anything special for myself? I did. I mean, I worked in the morning and then I finished around like 5 o'clock. Then I went to the gym and then just got home around like 9:30 maybe. And then after that, just had a bit of dinner, had one wrap, went for the Tesco meal deal, well, went for a wrap, had like a protein shake, probably gonna get a drink in a while, and after that, just you know, just gonna rest, man. I mean, I'm streaming right now, but just gonna rest in a while. Oh, you're having surgery tomorrow. What is the surgery again? I think you told me last time, but I'm just gonna ask it again. Man, I tore my meniscus like a few weeks ago as well. It's a mouth surgery. Yeah, you told me last time. Yeah, I hope it gets better, man. To be honest, like I tore my meniscus. My meniscus was really bad, and what I was making the recovery, and I was actually doing fine. I was able to play sports like badminton and squash and like those sports, and even tennis as well. But then I got very comfortable with like grappling and stuff. I was like, let me just come back to martial arts. Boxing was kind of fine. Grappling was fine until I started sparring, and I started sparring like a bit of high speed. That's when my friend actually pushed my knee down one time, and yeah, just bad for my meniscus that day. It just accidentally happened, and after that, I've just been taking break. It's been 2 weeks now since that incident as well. I haven't done any sort of martial arts. I've not even played any sports after that. So what I'm gonna do is maybe I'm gonna pick up like tennis or badminton from I don't know, from like tomorrow or something. I'm getting much better. Like walking is not a problem for me now. Like it's getting much better. Yeah, walking is kind of fine right now. I'm even walking without the knee pads or the braces. So it's kind of fine. Knee braces are very helpful, by the way. They keep your knees straight. Um, keep the movement restricted as well. Because if the movement is not restricted, then your legs goes in different directions, and then sometimes it goes to the point or where your leg is not flexible enough. Obviously, at the moment, my leg is not flexible enough because I tore my meniscus. And meniscus does actually help with the flexibility and all of this. So you can go in a direction that is the range of motion that your body cannot handle right now. So I'm just trying to be careful, man. I'm just trying to be careful. I might go back to boxing like next week. This week I'm not gonna do any boxing. I might play some racket sports, but from next week boxing, and then I would not go back to like MMA. For MMA, I'll take a while, man. That is a dangerous sport, and you can't play MMA. You gotta be in it, man. You kind of putting your body and life into the line on the line, your blood and sweat. Who's the best fighter of all time? John Cena, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Khabib Nurmagomedov. If you're talking like skill wise, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov. If it's like if you put Khabib against any of those guys in a street fight, Khabib would actually annihilate those guys. Like that would not even be competitive. John Cena, I mean, John Cena was a good wrestler, but again, if you're putting him against the UFC fighters or like the UFC fighters or like the boxers, John Cena will get annihilated. I mean, I like John Cena. I think he's a big star, he's a great star, but he's not going to be able to do anything against those guys. Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson would be a good one. I think Prime Tyson beats like most of the guys. But Khabib, man, is a different thing. Like, bro, I don't know how much you know about like the differences between boxing and MMA. what you think would actually happen in like a boxing versus MMA fight. Yo, Asgard, how's it going? Did you get the name from the god Asgard? Not the god Asgard, like Loki living in Asgard. um, so yeah, Royce Gracie was a legend, man. He was one of the guys, like the one of the very few guys who actually did pretty good, considering that he only had BJJ in his arsenal. He didn't have anything else. So I respect him a lot, man. He took jiu-jitsu to like a new level. He also took MMA jiu-jitsu to a new level because previously you didn't have any famous guys in MMA who would actually make their name while using jiu-jitsu. And that's why Gracies are still awesome. Gracies are still very popular, even though the new Gracies are not even as good. Khabib is powerful. Yeah, Khabib is undefeated. He was 29-0, never lost a fight. Beat legends like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, just dominated them. Defended the title 3 times. People hesitate to put him in the top 5 list sometimes because he was only 32 years old when he retired. So we never get to see how good he could have been. Like he could have been much better actually. Do I have any moderator? No, I don't actually have any moderator. I just don't like the idea of like a moderator. That's the only thing. Like that idea that somebody's moderating. Let me see if I can make you the moderator actually. For a minute I might be able to make you the moderator. Let me see if I can. If I click you on your name. Okay, I've made you a moderator. So yeah, I mean, Royce Gracie. Who do you think is the best jiu-jitsu guy in the MMA history, especially the UFC history? I would say Royce Gracie definitely. I'll put him there, but because Royce Gracie did not have any other skills, that's why I'm not gonna put him in the top. I'm probably gonna put Charles Oliveira on top. So Charles Oliveira, the top jiu-jitsu guy. Then you have Gilbert Burns, probably number 2. Charles Oliveira because he was the champion and he is also the BMF champion right now. You have Gilbert Burns, very high level guy. Then you have who else do you have? Royce Gracie, probably like number 3 or number 4. If you're talking about like pure jiu-jitsu, the guys who have like competed in jiu-jitsu before, and then I mean I was Maya is also pretty good. Yeah, Mamu, don't worry about it, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna move to the topic actually. Okay, so JD Vance, do you guys know about like the image that Trump actually posted of him depicting as himself as like Jesus Christ? It was like an AI image, right? So I mean, I just follow the news today to be honest. I saw the headline, but I'm gonna go into the depths of it today, maybe a little bit more. So JD Vance is actually trying to defend it. It's kind of hard to defend it, but JD Vance is basically saying, I think the president was posting a joke. Vance said of the image that depicted Trump as a robbed figure with light emanating from his hands. Of course, he took it down because he recognized a lot of people weren't understanding the humor in that case. So, according to Trump, it was a joke. If there are any spamming people, can I ban them? Mahmoud, I would say don't ban anyone. If anyone is posting, like, depends upon the message that they're posting. I would say let them post it as well. Like, depends upon, like, doesn't matter the type of message they post. Because if it's like extremely dirty, YouTube actually has the right to actually take the message off themselves. Like YouTube filters a lot of comments. But if somebody's like if somebody's disrespecting too much, let's say way too much, then you can probably do that. But otherwise, let them send the messages. Fine. He went on to say the president likes to mix it up on social media, and he thinks that's one of the good things about him, as he's not filtered. So JD Vance is trying to defend Donald Trump. He's saying basically people did not find humor in that post. The Donald Trump was actually only joking about being depicted as Jesus, and he's a very unfiltered guy. Everybody knows Trump is like a straightforward guy. We know that, but I would say Trump actually lies a lot as well. Like this is one of the qualities. Maybe not the qualities. This is one of the negative things Trump has got. He's got a reputation of being a straightforward guy because he says a lot of things to your face. But I think he also lies a lot. Like you can see through it. And even the Republicans would actually say the same thing. Can you tell your partner that I'm a mod? I would tell Fike that I'm a mod as well. You mean my friend, right? I'll let him know later on. Yeah. Vance, who converted to Catholicism in 2019 and recently announced an upcoming memoir on his faith, also remarked on the tension between Trump administration and the Vatican. While Vance acknowledged that there are bound to be disagreements on matters of public policy and said that it is reasonable, he argued that in some cases it would be best for the Vatican to stick to matters of morality and let the president stick to debating American public policy. Um, President, so Trump also criticized Pope Leo. I don't know what your opinions are on Pope Leo. To be honest, I'm not very up to date with the popes, and I don't really know how other Christians actually portray popes as. Like, if you guys in the chat, if anybody knows how famous or how revered popes are these days, like I know there's a lot of guys who actually love Christianity, but how much do you respect the popes, and how much do you think they're credible these days? Who's the best woman fighter? Dude, if you're talking like all time, it has to be Amanda Nunes. But she retired and she hasn't fought in a while. So I would say Valentina Shevchenko right now. If you're talking right now, it's Valentina Shevchenko. If you're talking about like the greatest fighter of all time, it has to be Amanda Nunes. There's no other argument. So the first great female fighter who actually took females MMA to a new level in Strikeforce was Gina Carano. She was great. I think she was Strikeforce champion at one point as well. Maybe I can search about it. Then it's Ronda Rousey. I mean, Ronda Rousey was a UFC champion at one point. Ronda, you know that she was a Strikeforce champion. She became a UFC champion. She was the greatest female star, if you want to say, because she also went to WWE. She made like a couple of movies as well. Ronda has had that like character thing in her, right? She could play a character. She could play like a bad bitch sort of character. She had that. But then she got exposed by Holly Holmes. Also, I would say more than getting exposed, it was more like Rana just having a big ego. She didn't want to take the easy way, right? She was pretty disrespectful throughout the whole build-up. She wanted to, instead of grappling, which is her strongest suit, she wanted to strike with Holly Holmes, and she paid the price for that. So, yeah, that was bad for Ronda Rousey. And then she lost to Amanda Nunes. Again, she was trying to strike with Amanda Nunes. And then after that, you had Amanda Nunes coming dominating the competition after beating Ronda Rousey. She beat everyone else. She even beat Valentina Shevchenko. The second one was debatable. But I would say, yeah, it has to be Amanda Nunes. I mean, the other reasonable mentions are Chris Cyborg. She has fought everywhere in Bellator. She was a champion. UFC, she became a champion. Amanda beat Cyborg to win the 145 title, but I think she was champion before. So Cyborg did well in UFC as well. Who else? Man, Kayla Harrison is doing pretty good. She's a two-time judo champion, and we're talking Olympics, dude. This girl is good. And she's a UFC champion. She's also a PFL champion, so she's won everything. My favorite streamer is you, Mahmoud. Thank you very much, man. That I respect that. Okay, so I was gonna search, was Gina Carano, because I can't remember if she was a Strikeforce champion. A champion? Was Gina Carano a champion? She was not a major MMA organization champion, but she was a highly successful pioneer and top contender, often called the face of women MMA in the late 2000s. She achieved a 701 record in professional MMA, which included 2009 Strikeforce title fight loss to Chris Cyborg. She also has a decorated 12-1 Muay Thai career. So she was one of the biggest stars who took women MMA to a new level. She was one of the very first ones. She lost to Chris Cyborg in a title fight. She was 7-1 in MMA. She is 12-1 in Muay Thai as well. Not a champion like Nick Kerr. Nick Kerr. I know what you're saying. Gustav. I'm not gonna slip up again. Yo, Sladex, how's it going? Good to see you, man. How's it going? Did you guys watch the Sladex? Did you watch the UFC event? UFC 327? And are you gonna be watching what is it? RAF card as well? Which is very soon. Actually, RF card is this Saturday, to be honest. RF has got some nice cards, man, going on. Arman Sarikin is actually fighting on the card. Okay, so we go back to Okay, so I go back to the topic where I was talking about like Trump and Pope and Trump accusing Pope of being weak. So he publicly criticized Pope Leo, accusing him of being weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy after he called for an end to the Iranian war. A bit hard to see live. I've been working late harvesting potatoes. Dude, you harvest potatoes actually? Is that do you have like a farm or are you working on a farm? But that looks, man, that sounds pretty cool actually. Yeah, Mahmoud is a mod now. The president recently publicly criticized Pope Leo, accusing him of being weak. Trump, meanwhile, offered his own explanation of the joke post when approached by reporters at the White House on Monday, and insisted it wasn't intended to be a Jesus-like depiction. Okay, Trump actually had to save his ass. Trump knows that he messed up, and then everybody was coming at him, so he actually had to defend himself. And then he actually had to explain that it was a joke. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor. He said it had to do with me, the Red Cross. There is a Red Cross worker there, which we support. Seemingly blaming the outcry on the media, he added, only the fake news could come up with that one. I love when Trump actually calls other people fake news or other news channels fake news. Like he calls CNN fake news. He was calling, yeah, he calls CNN fake news all the time. But many high profile conservatives, some of whom are known to be supporters of Trump, have criticized the image. So some of Trump's supporters have also criticized the image. Okay, Warren Davidson of Ohio referred to the post as troubling. While there may be a method to the madness, this Truth social media post can only be described as madness. Very troubling, he said. Sladex, how's your day, by the way? Did you go to the gym? Did you work out today? Former Georgia Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was once among Trump's most vocal and ardent supporters before the alliance broke down last year, went a step further, suggesting the image was blasphemous. On Orthodox Easter, President Trump attacked the Pope because the Pope is rightly against Trump's war in Iran, and then he posted the picture of himself as if he's replacing Jesus. She said, I completely denounce this and I'm praying against it. Okay, so the Pope actually posted about this. She said, I completely denounce this. Wait, is that Marjorie Taylor Greene? Marjorie Taylor Greene. She took to social media. She denounced Trump as well. Conservative activist Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines is the one also criticized the image. Riley Gaines is the one. She's a swimmer actually. She's the one who actually lost in the final. She was beating all the women, but then there was like a transgender woman that went against Riley Gaines, and then the transgender woman was Leah Thomas, I think. Leah, if I'm not mistaken, she beat Riley Gaines. Criticized the image, saying a little humility would serve Trump well. God shall not be mocked, she insisted. Trump, after deleting the post, said Gaines' criticism did not impact the decision, arguing, I did not listen to Riley Gaines. I'm not a big fan of Riley, actually. Mr. Sladex, you deserve to be mod. I mean, I can make it. To be honest, if Sladex is interested in becoming the mod, I can actually make him mod as well. Working long time, but judo practice tomorrow. Oh, Sladex, so you got judo tomorrow? Sladex, what do you enjoy more, by the way? Yeah, Fike is not here today. I was asking him to join the stream, but I think he's like driving today. He's doing a block, so he's working, and then he's got gym later on. Like I went to the gym by myself because I finished work around 5 o'clock, and then he wasn't ready to gym around 5. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'll hit the gym myself, and then I'll stream later. And then he was doing the block when I was actually coming back from work. So I think he's probably going to finish around like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and that's when he would hit the gym with somebody else. We have another friend, Robert, who's our close friend. He's never actually joined the stream, but he likes to hit gym as well. So I think Fike and Robert are going to hit the gym themselves together. So Riley Gaines criticized the image that Donald Trump actually posted, and she's saying, a little humility would serve Trump well. God shall not be mocked, she insisted. Trump, after deleting the post, said Gaines' criticism did not impact the decision, arguing, I did not listen to Riley Gaines. I'm not a big fan of Riley, actually. I didn't listen to Riley Gaines. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Riley. Dude, Trump is. I mean, at the moment, I'm not a supporter of Trump, but it's kind of funny sometimes because he was a fan of Riley Gaines. I mean, he used to talk about this. I mean, Trump did a major part of his politics talking about like the transgender people. So he was on the side of Riley Gaines. He would mention actually Riley Gaines. She was like, it was a swimmer. She was beating all the girls. But then there was a guy, he didn't even know how to swim. And when he was taking part in the guys' competition, he was losing. He could barely swim, but then he won the competition. And then he passed a law against the transgender people to actually compete against a woman as well. And now he's saying that he doesn't know Riley Gaines. It's kind of crazy. Another high-level wrestling guy in London. Wrestling guy in London. Who is a high-level wrestling guy in London? I'm trying to remember. Like, depends upon the academy. Like, if you go to, there's a couple of academies that I know. I mean, I used to train in New Wave Academy. I train in GPT at the moment. There's good wrestlers that are actually teaching it. To be honest, bro, I've not been to like a proper like a wrestling only gym. I've not done it. But I just have experience of training MMA, like wrestling in the MMA gyms. There was a guy named Sadis Islami in the academy that I was training previously. He was actually competing. He was apparently pretty good. He actually won like a UK championship as well, something like that. Maybe like twice. So he was definitely one of the best wrestlers in the UK. Hey bro, can you go live stream with your partner? Bro, it's not it's my friend. Yeah, I will go live stream with him on Saturday. Depends if he's available. To be, I think I'll be willing to actually join the stream, but depends like what time he's free and what time he can actually do it with me. So that also depends. But yeah, on Saturday and Sunday I like to do more streams. So on Friday I can do some streams. Saturday, Sunday, because I'm free, I should be able to do more streams. Trump, after deleting the post, said again, Gaines. Okay, let's go back to Trump. Gaines later celebrated the removal of the post, which missed the mark, and said she would continue supporting Trump and the America First agenda. So Gaines actually came back. I think she might have had conversations with like some other people, and she was like, I need to support Trump because I can't be losing the support. Giovanni Merrick is back. Paji kita. Yeah, good man. Good. Just a little tired, but everything else is good, bro. This isn't the first time Trump has shared an image that appears to depict him as a religious figure. Hey, Giovanni. Yo, Mahmood, you're going to tell everybody that you're the mod. That's good. We're celebrating today. After the death of Pope Francis last year, and amid conversations about who might succeed him, Trump posted an AI-generated image of himself as a pope just days after jokingly he liked to be the next pontiff. The image encountered a mixed response, with one critic saying that it was rather offensive for Catholics. Michael Steele, a former chairman of the Republican National Committee, was among those to critique the post, referring to Trump as unserious and incapable. Okay, there's like a news that I got updated like 4 minutes ago where Trump says that Iran talks could be resumed over the next 2 days as the US says ships turn back to buy blockade. I don't know how they're blocking the ships, by the way. I don't really understand. Mahmoud, send me location. Send me location, brother. US President Donald Trump says Iran talks could resume over the next 2 days after the first round in Pakistan last weekend ended without a deal. Meanwhile, Israel and Lebanon agreed to launch direct negotiations after. You guys can be mod gang, to be honest. Like mod bros, mod bros. Let me make you a mod as well. Actually, say X. Both of your mods now. uh, there you go. We got two mods now. After the first round, okay. Meanwhile, Israel and Lebanon agreed to launch direct negotiations. After talks today in Washington D.C., the U.S. says no ships passed through its blockade in the first 24 hours. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro. In the first 24 hours, and 6 merchant vessels turned around after direct from U.S. forces. Ikrek is posting about America and Israel. Seems like he's a fan of America and Israel. Do you have like an argument about that? Like, why do you support them? Do you think Zionism is great? Do you think Israel? I believe Israel has a right to exist, but do you think that Israel has a right to seize land from other countries too, like Israel did to Palestine? When Palestinians actually gave space to Israel in 1948, Israel came to start the wars right after that, and then attack a bunch of Muslim countries. And I know they say that it was because of the self-defense, but it wasn't actually. Jews and the Muslims were living in the colonies, and there was an incident that happened. They attacked the Muslim community, and they were trying to take over the areas. Some of the Muslim communities had to attack them back. It says God is God. Are you a Jew, by the way? Not that I'm a Jew hater, but just wondering, are you a Jew? By the way, Israel's God is actually the same God as Islamic God or like Christianity gods, because Judaism was like the first monotheistic religion. So Abraham was like the first prophet that actually brought like the monotheism. I mean, the other prophets believed in one God as well, but when we talk about like the organized religion, uh, God promised Israel that land not to you. Are you an evangelical Christian or are you a Jew, by the way? Because that view that God promised Israel the land is only the view of the evangelical Christians. Or no other Christians actually have that belief, to be honest. And some Christians actually, by the way, what Jews believe. And I'm not talking about the Orthodox Jews. Jews believe that Jesus was actually a not even a true prophet, and they believe they killed Jesus. So I don't think those two things would go along very well, to be honest. Like if you are a Christian and then you're saying those things, I don't think it goes very well with each other. Ah, I don't know if you have a response to that or not. Mm. Let me pull up the words from the Bible. Religion is tough because of too much blind faith. That is kind of true. I mean, like you cannot be 100% sure about like anything. I would say it's always about the probability that is more likely to happen. This is more likely to be true. To a man in South Carolina, it just seems like all of these people are crazy. Um, yeah, I guess so. Are you talking about the Zionists? Okay, God promises the land of Canaan to Israel as an everlasting possession throughout the Bible, most notably to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Key promises occur in Genesis 12:7, 15:8, 7, 17:7-8. No free Israel, only your nice Israel person. It's one of those things most people have to go off how they feel, not what someone told them as a child. I mean, this is the kind of thing I'm going to be on the same page as you, Slatex, because then otherwise you just follow the religion that you actually born in. It's kind of different, right? So if your family is Muslim, you're more likely to be Muslim. If your family is Christian, you're more likely to be Christian. But I think at some point you gotta have some sort of questions and then see what actually works for you and what do you actually believe in. What you actually believe in, what makes the most sense. but then not forcing the religion on other people that you have interactions with. You can definitely influence people by your actions. This actions speak louder than words, but you don't have to force your actions. Okay, so God promises all the land of Canaan to Abraham's offspring, and in Deuteronomy. But what is the land of Canaan? To be honest, that I'm gonna have to check as well. Which promises to gather Israel back to the land. The whole thing, we all say we love God, but hate our brothers in the same God. Is that not crazy? How will God feel about all of this? Yeah, that's the thing. I understand what you're saying here. The whole point is loving the humanity, because that is actually the first message of God. So God says in Quran as well, like, find me in my creation. I am the creator. And do we actually try to find God in the creation? I mean, God doesn't literally lives in the creation. God actually says, find me in the creation, because he's talking about compassion. He's talking about caring for other people, because God is compassion. God is love. God did produce people because he wanted to give humanity a favor, and he created those people. So if you actually want to do God a favor, what we got to do is we got to try to find God in the people. We literally got to do that. But that's not what we're doing actually. How much are we helping the neighbors? How much are we helping the people that we have daily interactions with, our friends or families? We don't really do that. Mostly it's about division. Mostly it's about the arguments, and yeah, just putting other people down if they don't follow the same faith. In school here, it was forced, but there is an uprising now. God was also the meteor that hit the dinosaurs. Well, if that's your argument, yes. I mean, people used to say that God killed the dinosaurs because God had to produce humanity, and humans and dinosaurs couldn't have coexisted together. So I believe in Allah as well. I believe in Allah as a God. Um, but then people also say that God was also the dinosaurs got they died via like a meteor that actually came from space. Half of this world is godless, yet the people of God have to fight it out. Yeah, yeah, that is true, man. That is true. So like half the world is kind of like right now atheism is on the rise. I would say actually a lot of people don't actually believe in God. And people, some of the people actually blame God for that as well. Like they blame the organized religion. They believe people actually cause division because of religion, and religion has caused a lot of wars. Where am I personally? What do I think about it? Do I think religion is responsible for it? I don't think so, because I think people will always find a way to actually do it. So religion, whether you believe the religion is actually a true religion of God, or if you believe that religion is like an organized, uh, it's like an organized cult made by the human beings, which could be good, which could be bad. We don't know the intentions. If you believe in that fact, we have to acknowledge that religion actually plays a great part in the society. It's just a group. There are people who would have been able to find something else, create a, because it's just like a, it's just a way of like associating with something, right? That's what religion is. There's so many other ways of associating with something as well. Religion's like the biggest thing. It's like the biggest way of associating with somebody. But people would have created it in a different way, and then they would have committed the same crimes. How can we get to a place where you don't hate me? Yeah, you mean like generally, like I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible to get to a place where people don't hate each other. That's a difficult one, because people would actually find a way to always do that. But then you would have friends as well. You would have people who are actually productive. They're people who are actually trying to get the best out of you. So I think it's just the nature of the humanity. What we need to do is we as human beings actually need to be aware. So whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, I think people need to have like some sort of like moral, people need to have like the moral standards, which is kind of very difficult to find out without God, because God provides you like a moral standard, the ethics. Where are you going to find the ethics? You need something bigger than yourself to actually make the ethics for you. Otherwise, you would question other person's ethics. Thing is, humans, all of us are equal, right? We all have the same brain capacity. We all have the same powers. Like you might be a little bit smarter than me, but it's not like by a big margin. You might be a bit stronger than me, but it's not by a big margin. We all have, all the adult males are almost almost have the same power, right? Unless you're training really hard for that. So my point um, is it haram to have a crush on Gori Korea? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I had it. What is your take on Richard Dawkins? I've listened to a bit of Richard Dawkins. Yeah, he believes in the theory of evolution, right? Um, Dawkins was good. I think Dawkins was a smart guy. I do remember last time I was watching his interview with like Pierce Morgan, and Pierce was asking him such stupid questions, just embarrassed himself in front of Dawkins. Having a crush on someone, including a Gori Korea, is not inherently haram, as experiencing attraction is a natural human emotion instilled by Allah. Thank you, Mahmoud. That's what I'm saying, right? God is the one who actually made them, so what is wrong with that? Without God, all boats are rudderless. Mm, you mean like useless? I've never actually used this word, so I don't know. Rudderless, meaning um, lacking a clear sense of one's aims or principles. Yeah, I do believe that. The thing is, we need to have like a moral standard. We need to have like an ethical standard for something, and that has to be someone better than the human beings. Otherwise, we're going to question each other. So if you're the one actually making the rules, you could be smarter than me, you could be stronger than me. I'm always going to question them because it's not coming from somebody superior. We need the rules from somebody superior so we can all just agree to the fact, at least, like, okay, this is the case. He knows more than me. He's a different being. Everyone is essentially their own God. That is actually a belief as well. Let me tell you one of the beliefs that actually does actually correlate with that one, which is like a collective consciousness. I can't remember the name of the scientist who actually came up with this. You know, physicists, and I'm talking about like the high energy physicists, they believe that the universe is not the actual thing. They believe the universe is not real. And they actually 100% believe that the universe is not real. And I'm talking about like the late 90s. That's how long they've been believing that stuff. You can actually Google it yourself. I want all of you to Google it right now. Do all the high energy physicists believe that the universe is not actually real? Which means everything that you see, your brain's actually creating the images of it. And there's one collective consciousness outside. If you're in a haram relationship, is haram? I guess so. You don't have to be in a haram relationship, right? You can like anyone, and then you can actually be with them in a halal way. I am the walrus. Christ is the Messiah. Christ is the Messiah. Many people believe that. Some of the Muslims actually believe that Christ will come back too, to be honest. My personal belief is that he actually lived a great life. He was a great prophet. But he died. That's what I believe. Holographic theory. Yeah, yeah, CH. I'm not sure if that's the same theory because there's two theories, right? There's collective consciousness and holography might be a little bit different. Holography is probably the one that actually believes that your brain is creating the images, but also anything could have a bit of a consciousness. But the one that I'm talking about, simulation is also one of them. Again, all of those theories can coincide with each other. I believe that they can all correlate to each other to some extent. Simulation is pretty interesting. Like we have a head, we're like sitting somewhere outside, we have like a headset, and we all living in some simulation. So we essentially are other version of ours, like the more natural version, the more inherent or sort of like more fundamental version actually made the simulation themselves. Or it could also be that there's one big power that made the simulation, but then we been accessing the simulation from outside. But then there's also collective consciousness, which is like all of this is like one consciousness. We're just separated, divided into different parts. And this universe is not real. And then the way that we can access the active collective consciousness is that there's something more fundamental outside that all the matter and energy is actually made of. So the photon particles that we have, or like all the energy, it's not the most fundamental thing. It can be broken down into more parts. Don't have sex in Islam, it's really haram. Yeah, I mean, sex in Islam is I mean, it's pretty opinionated, to be honest. Like people have different opinions on that. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I'm looking at the holographic theory, by the way. Is your mood? Okay, the holographic universe theory or holographic principle proposes that our 3D universe is a projection of information stored as a 2D surface, similar to a 3D hologram produced by a 2D plastic film. This theory suggests that all the physical reality, including space and time, is encoded on a lower dimensional boundary. Um, I'm kind of interested in that one. I'm trying to get a sense of it. So, like, information encrypted on a 2D surface, the entire three-dimensional universe we experience, including stars, planets, and even ourselves, is actually a projection of information stored on a distant two-dimensional surface, just as a standard hologram encodes 3D information on a 2D film. This theory suggests our 3D reality or bulk emerges from data on a lower dimensional boundary. Um, would you go on around the world cruise? I would actually do that, man. I love that. Um, I've done cruising in Canada. I mean, every country that I go to be honest. When I went to Sweden, I did that. When I went to Canada, I did that. USA, I did that as well. Yeah. So I mean, this is one of my this is one of the activities that I pick on, like one of my hobbies. To be honest, I love it. And if I could do like a whole tour, man, but we gotta have like faster boards. If I'm doing it in the sea and um we're going around beautiful locations, I gotta have a very fast board to be honest to be able to do that. Mm. Uh, it is pretty tasty actually. It's a nut protein bar, and it's got a lot of dark chocolate in it and a few nuts. Um, why the accent? Are you talking about my Pakistani accent, or are you talking about like the American accent? I was born in Pakistan. Yeah, Giovanni, I'm putting the nuts in my mouth, bro. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so the theory that the universe has consciousness. So there's some scientists that actually believe that everything in the universe has consciousness. So it doesn't even matter um if the thing is on a bigger scale, or even if it's like a smaller object, or even if the thing is not breathing. So what we call lifeless, not having the consciousness, could also possess consciousness. So that says the theory that the universe has consciousness, or that consciousness is a fundamental feature of all matter, is known as panpsychism. I don't know how many of you guys have actually heard about panpsychism. It's very interesting. This view suggests consciousness is not just in brains, but is a basic component of the universe, like charge or mass pervading everything. Um, what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about the consciousness theory, or what's that? Pervading everything, including fundamental particles. Have I heard of Jainism? I know it was a religion. Have I heard of it? Probably yes, but I can't actually remember all of it. Let me just. It's an ancient Indian religion founded on the principle of ahimsa, non-violence towards all living beings, advocating a strict ethical lifestyle, vegetarianism, and self-discipline to achieve liberation. It holds that karma is a physical substance that binds the soul to the cycle of the birth. Okay, so they believe in the karma, and they believe that we should have like a very strict sort of like compassionate attitudes towards all the beings of the living beings of the universe. But that doesn't say anything about the non-living beings. It says about living things, but not about the non-living things. The religion centers on three jewels: Ratna Traya, right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Ahimsa, non-violence. I mean, it doesn't sound anything bad to be honest. This is paramount, extending the thought, speech, and physical actions aimed at causing minimal harm to any living creature, including microbes. Including microbes. How do you not how do you not cause any harm to the microbes? This is not even, I can't fathom this, because every day you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you kill the microbes. You wash your hands, man. I don't really know like how you do that. They don't eat potatoes. Like Jainists don't even eat potatoes. That's kind of crazy, bro. Like, why would they not eat potatoes though? Like, what has a potato done to them? It's just because it's a vegetable and they don't want to harm the plants? Or onions, even onions. Dude, that's crazy. Like, what do they eat actually? So if they're not eating vegetables, they're definitely not even going to be eating meat, right? Like, why would they eat meat? Because they're like they're vegans. But no, but they believe in vegetarianism because they have to eat something, right? Microbacteria. Are you saying they eat microbacteria or they don't eat microbacteria? I don't understand how you can survive, bro, because vegetables that grow about above the soil. So these are the vegetables they actually eat. Oh, they don't eat the vegetables that grow above the soil. Uh, they follow a vegetarian diet. I harvest potatoes. Slatex, you will not be able to do any business with them. Often avoiding root vegetables like potatoes, onions, garlic. Okay, okay. As harvesting them harms microorganisms in the soil. Damn. As well as honey and eggs. Bro, I've never actually Jainism. I think I read about the religion like a long, long time ago, but I think I missed that part. I don't think I was aware of the religion to that extent. This is insane right now. Like, I can't believe what I'm reading right now. Is it haram to be gay in Islam? If you're talking strictly about the scripture, yes. Yeah, Jenna, it's kind of stupid to be honest. Like, I don't understand it. Like, okay, knowingly they're trying to make those, like, they're trying to be very self-aware, right? And knowingly these are the decisions they're making because they don't want to kill the microbes. But at the same time, they're killing a lot of other things. Like, do you really think they're going to be able to spend their whole life not without killing a lot of animals, without killing a lot of like other microbacteria or whatever? It could be the little gestures they're doing, when they're waking up and they're brushing the teeth, when they're washing their hands or whatever, kind of just walking, stepping on the ants. Like, how are you gonna live without not actually stepping on the ants? That's gonna happen accidentally eventually. Many other things as well, and people don't actually realize in your body there's like bacteria and like other stuff living as well. Your cells. So you're probably, if you're not taking care of your diet, you're probably killing a lot of your cells too. I know a lot of Jains that don't follow completely. Okay, some of the Jains are probably cheaters. Like, I guess it's with like every religion, and with harder religions, actually harder to follow. Um, Tirthankras. Jains believe in 24 spiritual teachers known as Tirthankras who attain perfection. The 24th teacher, Lord Mahavira, 6th century BC, is considered the last major prophet, though the faith is considered to have been much older, ancient origins. Man, they had prophets too. Damn. 16th century BCE. So that's like an old religion. That's actually before Christianity. Dude, that's a long time ago. There are 24 spiritual teachers known as Tirthankaras who attained perfection. So you're telling me that the first prophet who actually brought the religion, loosely related to Buddhism, probably, yeah. I mean, Buddhism is a very peaceful religion, and if I'm looking at the Jain's religion, right? So even though I'm saying like the concept sort of like sounds crazy and kind of like stupid, like how are you able to do all of this, right? Why are you making it so difficult for yourself? At the same time, the intentions were actually nice. I understand it. Like, they don't want to kill anything. They want to be really peaceful. Like, I do understand the intentions behind it, whoever created the religion in the first place. But it's kind of hard to believe that the guy who came in the 6th century BCE, so we're talking like 2,600 years ago, he was actually that kind. Like, dude, people in those times were actually fighting wars. They were killing other people. There were bloodsheds going on. I don't even think there was a lot of value for the human life during that time, right? And that time they actually believed in not killing the microbes. That is kind of insane. I knew one guy from Bangladesh who thinks London will have Sharia law soon. Bro, a lot of people actually think that Muslims are taking over, like Pakistanis are taking over. But you know what's the population of London when it comes to Muslims? It's only 5% of the whole England. 5 or 6% are Muslims. So how are you going to take over, to be honest? That's not possible. It's not, Sharia law is not happening. They're just trying to make, this kind of the chaos. They want the whole country to be chaotic. They're trying to create like anti-Islamophobic, what do you call it, sentiments among the people. It's more of a spiritual thing that most people consider religion. Probably yes, but they do have a prophet. They don't follow a dogma, so they don't have like a proper book. He lives there now. Are you? Yeah, yeah, I live there now. Poll. Should I actually do a poll? Mahmood, by the way, are you allowed to make a poll? If you can actually make a poll right now, then make a poll about like, do you guys believe that Muslims will actually take over, or like something about the Sharia law? That there will be Sharia law in London. Are you religious? I mean, I do believe in religion. I do believe in God. I believe in organized religion as well. To what extent am I like 100% sure? I'm not. I'm not. I don't think you can be 100% sure of anything. I think it's more likely that it exists. I think it's more likely that God exists. I think it's. I do believe that definitely there has to be something that created the whole universe. There's definitely something going on. What form is he in? We don't really know. Is it like collective consciousness outside? We don't really know. My friend Fike actually lives in London as well. So, am I a religion in a way that I do believe in God? Yes. Um, watch Alex O'Connor, especially his debates on God. Yeah, Alex O'Connor. I actually know Alex. You know what? I think Alex is a pretty smart guy. I follow his stuff. He goes really deeply. He's like, you can't really say what is true, what is not. And then there's this debate when he's just talking with a guy about a glass. He's like, you can't even be sure of the fact that this glass actually exists. Like, we don't even know, right? Um, Alex is pretty smart. He had good debates with like the religious guys. I don't know where he's right now, by the way. I don't know where his mind is right now. Like, is he religious now? Because when he started his channel, he was like atheist, right? He's very good at articulating. I think I would go on to say that Alex is one of the most smart. Alex is one of the smartest people. Like um I am on the side of the religious people when he's actually debating them because I believe in God. But at the same time, I would say that Alex actually smokes most of them because Alex is smarter than most of them. So I don't really know what faith he's following right now. Like, is he still atheist or what is he doing right now? Because I know when he started, he was actually making a lot of videos against religion as well. Because there was a chip on his shoulder, he was trying to prove a point. He was like a very sort of like very fundamental sort of atheist, right? But then he kind of started changing, shifting his beliefs. I think because he had a lot of debates with the religious people, and he kind of sees some of that. He's agnostic. Oh, he's agnostic actually. He had a change of heart. Yeah, I think agnosticism is better than atheism because atheism is just like a complete denial of God, like a complete denial of the options as well. Like, there could be so many other options, but agnostic, at least they kind of acknowledge that maybe there is a possibility because everything that we learn through science changes after every few years, every few months as well. Turns out he isn't smart at all. Nope. You're talking about Alex O'Connor. I think Alex is pretty smart, man. If you're a moderator and need to run a poll, the channel owner must create it, or you must use a third party specialized live streaming software like Streambobs that allows for custom code base. Um, I mean, I could probably start a question to be honest. I don't even know if it's gonna let me ask a question right now. Okay, at the moment I don't have the option. I think the option will appear in like a few minutes. Agnosticism is the best option. It's probably one of the better options. Is one of the better options because you're not sure about anything. What do you guys think about nihilism, by the way? Oh, Alex is a nihilist, right? Alex is a nihilist. So even though he's calling himself an agnostic now, but he's a nihilist because there was a point I know he didn't believe in anything. Alex was like, I do not believe in anything at all. And he was also, bro, there's another term that he was referring himself to. He's a pan. There's something that he is. Does he believe in like a pan psyche? Does he believe in pan psyche? Because I do remember like him mentioning like panpsychism, and again I'm actually forgetting. Is panpsychism about believing that everything in the universe is sort of like aware to some extent? Because he believed that there are things that can actually perform the functions, right? He doesn't believe that the soul actually comes from somewhere else. He believes that the functionality of the brain will still remain, and then the other things can perform those functions to some extent as well, not to the level of the human beings, because the brain is just linked in a way that is different. Stewart is saying we have the Second Amendment for a reason. Are you talking about taking care of me? Why is the Second Amendment? I don't really know. He believes morality comes from internal judgment and environment. Um, Internal judgment and environment. Okay, mm, okay, that's his belief then, and is mostly value based, so not a nihilist. Okay, I do kind of agree with him to some extent. Like when he's talking about like the environment, right? A lot of people do actually get their morality from the environment. So if you're born in like a religious family, you would have different morality standards. But if you're born in like an atheistic family, again, the standards of the morality would be different. Again, it would be dependent on the culture as well. Because even though you could be an atheist, but you would be picking up a lot of moral things from the society that you're living in, like the school that you went to, the friends that you're hanging out with. And again, they would have a lot of influence from the religion that this country has. So, like in England, there's a lot of things that we follow that is according to the Christian morality. Even though I'm not following the Christian faith, I'm following the Muslim faith, but there's a lot of things that I pick up that are from the Christianity. It's the same thing with like Pakistan or like the Middle Eastern countries. If you go over there, there's a lot of moral standards that they're going to pick up from like Islam. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, the place that you're actually living in, the environment that you've been born in, raised in, it actually affects your morality a lot, and internal judgment as well. Yeah, I would say that internal judgment like depends on how like everybody assesses it. I guess people would assess it in a different way. It is okay to believe in something, but that something has to be real for you. Yeah, I think it's okay to believe in something. I think you have to believe in something bigger than you. I think it is definitely that I am 100% confident that there's something that is bigger than us. There's something that has created the universe, right? Even if you like, you gotta have some sort of belief, because even if you look at the events of the whole world, right? Some people actually believe the world is like a stage, like everything is kind of planned, everything falls into place. Whatever this is, it means there's someone who's planning the events. It means there's something outside this universe, whether you want to call it collective consciousness or like a different type of consciousness, a superior consciousness, or maybe it's us, like you said, everybody's their own god. But do you think we have found the biggest, the most pure version of ourselves? Do you think we have access all the abilities? Do you think we've got all the powers that we could access? Probably not, right? So the goal needs to be to find that. Even about the meditation and like yoga, some people actually believe that they can access their version of themselves that is living outside the universe with just meditation. Have you heard of the 1,000 typewriters and monkey theories? Not, but I can search it right now. Big Bang was something to believe in. It is still expanding now. I mean, the universe is still expanding. That is true. Big Bang theory, like, hasn't the Big Bang theory been refuted now? But also, there's a lot of theories. Like, even the Big Bang theory is not like one theory. Like, some people actually think that there was multiples, like a bunch of Big Bangs actually happening. They happen all the time, and then the universe actually came into place. But some people actually believe that it was just one time that it actually happened. Feels a little silly, a little glassy. Silky, a little glassy. What are we talking about? Uh, if you have 1,000 of monkeys with the typewriter just going on, then they are at the same point created Hamlet by the Shakespeare. Same can be said about life. So if a lot of monkeys are have like a typewriter and they're just typing the same things, they're at the same point. Also, you're saying that. So what about the humans? Like, because I can see like because monkeys do not have the ability to adapt. So all of the monkeys would have the same power, and they would be doing exactly the same thing. So are you comparing the humans? Are you comparing humans to monkeys here? You believe Big Bang was actually a single force, possibly, but basically it's like your phone number can appear in a pi number. Okay, that makes more of a sense. But let me just actually search it up so I can see in detail what that is. Let me just do it. The infinite monkey theorem posits that 1,000 monkeys typing randomly on 1,000 typewriters for an infinite amount of time would eventually produce Shakespeare's works. However, this is a probability through experiment. In reality, the time required for 1,000 monkeys to type even small works exceeds the estimated lifespan of our universe. While statistically possible, a 2024 study is that a single chimp typing at 1 key per second would not even complete the word bananas within his lifetime, let alone Shakespeare. Okay, that's kind of crazy. So I understand it because monkeys are very slow, right? Like they're saying a chimp would not be able to write a banana throughout the whole life. That's not going to be possible. Um, yeah, I do understand that. I do understand what you're saying. I do understand that. So basically, it can't be seen in a way that there were like big bangs happening, and they kept on happening for like a long period of time, and then eventually there was something that happened. Like we're looking at the monkey theory, and it was like they kept on writing infinite number of times, and then eventually they were able to write the Shakespeare novel or whatever. But if the big bangs kept on happening, then eventually the life actually came. But isn't it possible that life actually exists on other planets? Do you not believe that? Do you not think that's a possibility? That life actually exists on like other universes too? Okay, by the way, guys, if you haven't actually subscribed to my channel, please press subscribe. I was taking fashion Babu thing I was taking. He's got to be trolling, man. He's got to be trolling right now. Can you bench press 100 kilos? Okay, by the way, guys, I've been posting a lot of videos and I've been doing a lot of I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing a lot of rage baiting on YouTube. So don't actually take anything that I post online seriously when it comes to like the YouTube videos. I wouldn't say I'm like extremely strong, but I am more than average. Like my deadlift is like 160, 170. I know I can push 180 as well. Right now I'm a little bit injured. Most of my muscles are strong. I think bench is not my strongest point. So when you're asking about like pressing 100 kilos on the bench, I cannot do this, but bench I can press like 70, 75 or something like this, but it's because I don't bench and my chest is probably not my strongest muscle. With back I can do a lot, like with like the pull downs I can do like 91 something. I don't know, dude. I just don't like. I just barely do any bench presses. Like that's probably my weakest things. Other than that, I press like really heavy on every single machine. My back is pretty strong. My shoulders are fine as well. Like the other day, I was doing 54 kgs on the shoulder presses. As like the machine. Even the chest, like there are parts of chest that I'm really good at. Like if you're talking about like the butterflies, right? I did like a whole rack. I did like 134 kgs on that. But when it comes to like actually pressing it, I don't bench well. Are you going to become a gym cleaner that has surprise reps in front of people? You know, I do actually have the body for that because I do not look like a guy who actually. I mean, I am decent. I guess I'm not like extra slim, but I definitely do not look like a bodybuilder. So if I can do something crazy like pull out a deadlift or like let's say 250 kgs or something, right now I could push like 170, 180. But I know if I train hard, I can do more than 200 kgs. Like if I train really hard on the deadlifts. So then I can surprise people, right? Like go there have like a mop in my hand and then press like 220 kgs. That'd be crazy, right? Thank God. You went to the bathroom. I know that. Who's the biggest fuddu bande? What do you mean by that? Okay, guys, I'm actually gonna get off the stream, but if you haven't actually subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and then I'll just keep posting the stuff. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna get off right now because I've got work tomorrow as well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna post a couple of videos, maybe take a bit of rest, watch like a couple of YouTube videos, and then Mahmood is a food abundant. I don't know, man. Have a good one, guys. Take care of yourself. See you next time.